Hey YouTube. Take this off. Hey YouTube. Well, this is Tax Tips Tuesday, so I'm going to do my tax tip. Now, the tip I'm going to give today is going to be about the Affordable Care Act and the consequences of not filing for insurance. Now, and this really goes mostly to the full-time drivers or independent contractors or those who are not covered under your spouse health insurance or who doesn't have health insurance at all. Now, as we know, we have until December 5th to file for the Affordable Care Act, what others known as Obamacare. And, of course, Uber has some partnership with Strive that offers insurance, health insurance, and you answer some questions and you can compare plans. But you could also go to the website. Now, the agency that administers the Affordable Care Act is Department of Health and Human Services, not the state, but it's a federal agency. So you could go on the Department of Health and Human Services website. Just Google it and they'll give you the website address. Now, if you do not have insurance and you don't file for insurance, then you can get penalized up to $695 plus. Now, I don't know the exact penalty, but if you don't have insurance, there's a penalty. Now, there are ways you could avoid that penalty if you're unable to sign up insurance. And therefore, there's a form where it's an exemption form that you could file with your return and you can file it. Now, I could tell you, and this always stood out to me. Now, if you are a part of some religious sect, the Mennonite, those are basically the, not Quakers, what do they call them? Not Mormons. Yeah, Quakers. No, Amish. But there's a sector in the Amish. Those are like the ones in Pennsylvania. And I didn't know that the Amish people are also in Ohio, Pennsylvania. There are some other states. But anyways, it's your Mennonite, and then you're exempt from filing or having to get insurance for religious reasons. Then there's also, it's like 40 something reasons. But I don't know, for some reason that one always stood out to me. Who's to say that you're not a Mormon? Not Mormon, a Quaker or Mennonite. But there are also other guidelines that you could be exempt from not having to get health insurance. And I think affordability can be one, but I don't know, with all this Donald Trump mess, he talking about he's going to change it and I'm going to eliminate Obamacare. Oh no, I'm going to keep it. So we don't know, because the laws changes every year. And right now, with Congress being a lame duck, there are a lot of changes in the tax code that has not been extended. They may extend it. So my advice to y'all, please do not file December 31st, January 1st. Don't do it. Now, I got an email from Uber, as well as I know most of y'all got an email from Uber, that the 1099s will be available February 1st. You can also opt out and get it electronically. So they could download it and give it to you electronically. But I don't know. I don't like to get mine electronically. I mean, yeah, you can print it out and it's easy, but I want them to give it to me, because I don't know if I'm going to opt out. I have to see. This will be the first time I'm ever doing my tax return filing as a 1099 self-employed, but I do know how to do tax returns for self-employed individuals. That's why, as I do my return, and I'm going to do mine live. Well, I'm going to sanitize my personal information. But as I do my return, I'm going to show you how I approach my tax return and what I need to do and how I do it and why it's done. Because as a employee or former employee now, your return gets scrutinized way more than the general public. And like I said, since I know the ins and outs, the rules, I know what the process is with the IRS. So a lot of times people make these videos on YouTube that speaks about, oh, just get this app and you can keep track of your mileage and you could do this and all that kind of, First of all, the IRS don't even have the capabilities of even looking at that. That's not what they don't look for stuff like that. They're very antiquated in terms of obtaining the information. And number one, do not submit information that they don't ask you for. And ain't no point sending all these documents and forms. Just file the forms, send the forms in. And if you get audited and they ask you for the information, then that's when you send in information to the IRS. But until then, just go ahead. Wow, I know Thanksgiving is Thursday, and I know a lot of people love to do Christmas and, New Year's and the holidays. But to be honest, like I said in previous videos, or maybe I haven't said it, this is the time to do your preparation of your numbers. Now, that don't mean you put everything and organize, to make sense. But this is when you want to start grabbing out any tax receipts, any documents of car maintenance repairs, and just getting those things ready. That's the first thing. Gather the information. Like me, I just keep a little manila envelope that I put all my gas receipts in. I don't focus so much about keeping track of my mileage, because you cannot take mileage and you cannot itemize at the same time. You're going to have to choose one or the other. And if you say, I know I drive a lot of miles, I know I drive 30,000 miles, you better keep a log and have 30,000 miles and keep it. And I'm not talking about these little funny apps that they claim that you can keep track of your miles. No, that ain't it. Now, I'm not home and I can't show you how I keep track of my information, but since I don't keep track of the miles, but I could tell you one big tip, and then after that I'm finished. All you have to do is, number one, do a simple Excel program, and you put everything in the categories. And what you do is you get the form for your business expenses. Look at the schedule, go Schedule C, put it that way. Now, when I get to my laptop computer and show you the forms on the screen, once I figured this software out of how you could show screens and all that fancy stuff, I'm going to show you myself. So what you do is go to irs.gov, go to Forms and Publications, and please get publication 17, and get also the small business publication. Get those two things, order it now, and the IRS will mail you those two booklets and forms. And one last thing, No, there are no booklets and forms at the library. No, you cannot go to the post office and get forms and publications and booklets. They don't do that anymore. And two, I know some of y'all may not care because I got somebody else to do it. I got my accountant. But the accountant needs organized information and documents. Otherwise, they're not the ones to gather the information for you. You have to have it all organized, give it to them in an envelope, and give them what they need to give you. But if they are a true accountant or a tax preparer, most of them are tax preparers, they're not accountants. Most preparers, if you just giving them anything and they coming back and just giving you some documents and you get audited, there's nothing they could do other than review the letter with you if you authorize them to examine your return. So anyways, that's my tip. The main tip is, if you don't have health insurance, you have until December 5th to sign up. And please sign up for insurance. But one, I wouldn't recommend going to Strife to get insurance through the Uber app. Those prices are too high. And if you go to the main government site for the Affordable Care Act, ACA.gov, or Department of Health and Human Services, you will get a link and you can get financial assistance for your health insurance. So that is it, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.